Hi, I'm Emily Wagner, owner of Newport Fitness. Welcome to the 6-week challenge. We are so excited to get you started on this 6-week health and fitness journey. I want to give you a little bit of a history on our challenges that started over 5 years ago now. We originally had these as weight loss challenges. People would pay us the money. We'd give them a goal of trying to lose 4% body fat over the 6 weeks, and if they hit the goal, we would give them the money back. Now, certainly we did refund some money. People were able to hit that goal. However, there was a large portion of the people who did not, and so we saw this as a lose-lose. What would happen is the people would start off great, lose some weight the first, second, maybe third week, and then, they'd have a bad weekend or a bad night or a bad week, whatever it may be. They'd gain a little bit of weight, and then unfortunately there just wasn't enough time to make up the damage they had done with the time remaining. So they would just give up on the nutrition altogether, and then they would even stop coming to the classes because they're like, well, if I can't hit the goal, I'm just going to go ahead and stop the challenge. And we hated this. They certainly didn't lose the weight. They didn't gain the fitness that we anticipated, and they also lost their money that they had paid for the challenge. And then we saw it as a lose for us because we did keep the money, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to get every single person through the 6 weeks to the end. That way they've had an entire 6 weeks to see our coaches, our programming, our community, just everything we have here to offer you to show you an incredible 6 weeks of health and nutrition, and then hope that some of you like it and sign up with us beyond the 6 weeks. Now, if you hit the goal and you want the money back at the end, we 100% refund it, but certainly we would love people to stick along and continue on with us beyond this journey. So what we did is we made it an attendance-based challenge. The goal, as you guys know, is 24 classes in 6 weeks. If you hit the goal, you get the money back at the end. Now, with this, it just became a much more attainable goal, a much more realistic goal versus the weight loss percentage. And there's so many reasons why. For one, attendance, just making yourself go somewhere, is generally a lot easier for people than to break years of bad eating habits. Also, we make it easy for you. We give you I shouldn't say easy. We make it attainable. We make it something that's a reachable goal for you. And this is because we offer lots and lots of class times per day, so we can generally fit most people's schedule. We have childcare at 9:30 Monday through Friday. We have it on the weekends, and we also have it for 3 to 4 hours in the evenings, depending on the day. We're open on weekends. And we even let you come to 2 classes per day if you need to. It just has to be different styles. So, for example, you can maybe go to a fit camp class and then stay for the beginner CrossFit to follow. No, we don't recommend this right in the beginning because your fitness level may not be able to handle that. But as you get better and better throughout the challenge, increase your cardiovascular fitness, that's certainly something that would be doable towards the end of the challenge. In theory, you're never out of this. Unlike the weight loss challenge where, if you did do some damage over a week's period, you may have been out of it as far as getting that money back and hitting that goal, but you're really never out of this. In theory, you could do 14 classes over a 2-week period. Now, certainly we would not recommend that, but have we had people do it? Yep, and we gave them the money back at the end. So you're never, ever out of this. And then in addition to just having a lot of opportunity to attend classes and fit your schedule, we text you every single week. So we say, hey, this is how many classes you've attended. This is how many you got left. How's the challenge going for you? And then if you start falling off, we'll reach out and say, hey, it's been a little while since you've been. What can we do to get you back on track? And again, you're not really ever out of it because there is that opportunity to do 2 classes in a day. So we're going to do everything we can to get every single challenger from start to finish through these 6 weeks. In addition to that, we also had you fill out a info sheet once you signed up that had you list your travel or vacation dates. So if you are traveling during this period, we're going to extend your challenge the duration of those travel days just to make sure you get that full 6 weeks to hit that challenge goal. All right, so that's why it's awesome. That's why we believe in you, and we know you guys can do this. Now, we do want to make sure that you get full credit for all of your check-ins to these classes. So we're going to talk about check-ins in our apps that tell you how to do that. So I'm going to turn it over to the app presentation right now.
Okay, talking about the GlowFox app, that's in my first column, fourth one down, orange and black app with a star on it. It says GlowFox app. Going to click on that, and what it's going to take me to is this home screen. that says timetable. The only thing you'll really need to use is the classes on that particular tab. And it's going to take you to a list of classes. So for example, if I wanted to schedule for something for next Wednesday, let's say I wanted to do the high intensity mixed class at 9:30, click on that, I'll hit book. This will pop up, I'm going to book, and that'll schedule me for the workout. If you want to add it to your calendar, it does give you the option to do that. And then if you go to bookings, then you'll be able to see anything that you're booked for. It'll also show you anything that you've done in the past. So that's a good way to verify any attendance checks. Memberships, this only includes our introductory specials, our 10 class passes, our challenges. It's basically for new members or people who are buying 10 class passes. Any sort of contracts we're going to set up through email or text message. We just want to make sure that we've set it up properly and that you've received all the discounts that you're eligible for. So refer to email or text for contracts, any introductory specials. This is where you purchase that. The community tab is where we have post all of our quarterly newsletters and also any event information that we have coming up. So for example, you can see Gobblers and Goblets volunteers sign up. This was a competition we hosted in November. It has links to sign up as a judge or volunteer. Here's the December newsletter. It has a link to that. You can click down. It's going to just give any important updates, list our members of the months. There is a link somewhere in here that's going to have a link to submit referrals. But really the best way to submit any referral, so if you referred someone to us and you want to get credit for that, go ahead and go into the Newport Fitness app and submit your referral there. You get a $20 Amazon gift card via text message, 50 loyalty points, and then sometimes we run certain holiday specials that give you even more additional offers as well. Okay. And then the last tab is the store. So generally you shouldn't need to visit this unless you prefer to purchase your items through your phone. But we have what we call tally sheets, just pieces of paper set out by our refrigerator and retail shelves. So if there's anything you want to buy, you just write your name. You can either check cash if you're putting money in the bucket or check charge account. And then you can write down anything you've done. And then our admin staff will go through generally once a week to charge those items to your account. Okay, I'm going to go back to the timetable, and then if you look at the top left-hand corner here, it has a little person. That's going to be your profile. So this is something that you may need to visit at some point. One thing you can do is you can see your documents this. So we do want you, if you're in the challenge, to sign not only the waiver, but also the membership terms and conditions. It does list the terms and conditions for all of our contracts, but you can specifically read what the challenge contract states. But you would just do that, hit sign document. Once that's signed, it'll show that it is. As far as payments go, you can click on payments, and this is where you can either add a checking account or a credit card. So if you want to be able to have charge items to your account, that's how you'll do that. If you ever do eventually sign up for a contract, we'll need to have some sort of method to charge you monthly, so you'll need to make sure you update your card there. As far as the family accounts, so you can go to family accounts and you can add a child there, add a family account. It's going to ask you to sign a parental waiver, so you'll do that, and then you can list your child there. And then once you do that, it'll give you the option to purchase our monthly childcare option. If you have any issues with this, no worries. We can take care of it at the actual sitter. So if you're not able to sign up your children ahead of time, just go ahead and bring them on in. We'll have a manual waiver that you can sign and a place to check in via paper. So that's one way to do it electronically, but you can also just check them in once you arrive. The fee for our childcare is $1 drop-in per kid or $5 per month per kid. If you have 3 or more kids, then it's just $10 per month for the entire family. This is where you can also too see, if I click on, if I click on the membership, it'll tell you what your current membership is and the start date, the end date, your next payment, all that kind of stuff. Okay, that is the goal. So we're going to take a look at the Newport Fitness app. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. Looks like this. It has NF for Newport Fitness. It's abbreviated New Fit in the App Store. And we're going to walk through all these tabs. So the first tab, if you look at the bottom, says WOD with the barbell, and that says workout. That stands for workout of the day. We generally post the workouts about a week ahead of time. So you can scroll through and you can click on any of the different workouts. So for example, if I want to look at Fit Camp on January 5th, then you'll be able to see some notes at the top, what the workout is, etc. Maybe I want to see what the high intensity mix workout is for January 6th. And then sometimes we'll have some reminders at the top of the workout. So for example, we have a Bengals tailgate and viewing party on January 8th. So that's where you're going to see the workout. If you click on the community tab, this is where we'll generally post events that we have coming up. So for example, we have a team weight loss challenge starting on January 16th. You can click there to get signed up. This is where we post our newsletter if you want to do any additional add-ons to your membership. A big one here is the referral button. That's on the fourth bullet point down. So if you refer anyone to us, we do give you a $20 Amazon gift card via text message, and then we also give you 50 loyalty points added to your loyalty account. And then depending on the time of year, we might have other promotions running as well for referrals, but you can just click there and that'll take you to our referral link, and you could just put your information. So it's the person who provided the referral, not the person that was referred, that signs up there. Just go ahead and ignore the challenge button. We used to use this for our challenges, but we've steered away from it for now. If you click on the schedule, if you see across the top, there'll be different versions. So CrossFit's at the top, then M's Fit Camp. You can see our childcare options. And then my classes are going to list anything that you have actually signed up for. If you have a Droid, it won't be across the top. There'll be 3 dots. You just click on those 3 dots and it'll give you those options. But this is going to show you the schedule, and you can also use this to sign up as well. So let's say you want to do the regular CrossFit at 6 a.m. You can click on that. It'll say, would you like to check in? Yes, go ahead and check in, and that'll pre-register you for the class. Okay, then the My Scores button. This is going to, if you ever post your workout scores, but generally we don't do that for Fit Camp, but on occasion, Adam, our head Fit Camp instructor, will have some baseline workouts that he wants you to record. But mostly for CrossFit workouts is when it's on a daily basis. But if you click on the top left, you'll see the profile button. So this is going to just show you your general information, but it's also going to have groups. So if you click on groups, you can kind of scroll down. There's a whole bunch of things, but this is going to let you specifically see workouts. So if you don't want to see the Fit Camp workout, you don't want to see the high intensity mix workouts, maybe you just want to see the CrossFit and the beginner CrossFit, this will allow you to select that just to make sure you're only seeing what you want to see. If you want to see all of them, just can go ahead and leave that alone. Okay, that is the Newport Fitness app. Okay, moving on to our nutrition education. Before we jump into that, though, I do want to address the InBody Analyzer, which if you came in person for our orientation, it should already be done. If you have not done it but would like to do it, just visit the front desk staff or any trainer and ask them to use the InBody Analyzer. You will have full access to this for body fat analysis during the entire 6 weeks. Okay, we're going to give you some nutrition education on several styles of dieting. Just a disclaimer that I am not a nutritionist. This is just based on research and working with clients over the years. But we like to take the diets, explain not just what they are, but why they work. And we find that to be helpful in terms of you picking something that works specifically with your lifestyle. The low-calorie diet. We'll first start off talking about the basic metabolic rate, which refers to the number of calories that you will burn just by existing. There's a formula for men and women. The weight is in pounds, height is in inches, and age is in years. You just plug those numbers in, calculate it out, and you will find out how many calories you burn just by being alive. For this particular example, it's 1,336 calories. Then we're going to take the BMR and we're going to multiply it by the activity level that is most closely associated with how you live your life. You can read through the points. The third one down is highlighted because this is what should reflect you as far as the challenge goes. You can obviously adjust as needed. So we're going to take that 1336 base calories from the BMR calculation, multiply it by 1.55 to come up with 2070 calories burned per day. So the way that a low-calorie diet works is that you have to burn more calories than you take in. 1 pound of fat is equivalent to 3,500 calories. So for our example, we have this woman who burns, on average, 2,070 calories per day. If she's eating 1,500 calories per day, then we would take 2,070 minus 1,500. She's burning approximately 570 calories per day. And then if we multiply that by 7 days, so in a week, she's going to burn 3,990 calories, which is approximately 1.14 pounds per week. And if the number you calculated is not the number you were hoping for, then you'll either need to cut your calories further or uptake your activity level. The keto diet. This is drastically reducing the carb intake and replacing it with the intake of fat that sends your body into ketosis. How does your body create fuel? Well, you ingest carbohydrates that are broken down into blood sugars called glucose. That glucose level rises, and in turn, that will tell your body to release insulin. Then the insulin will tell the cells in your body to go take that sugar and use that sugar for energy to go live your life and be fuel for your daily activities. If you do not need to use any energy, then it's going to store that in the liver as what is called glycogen. And then at a later time, if you do not have any readily available new carbs that you've taken in, your body's going to go and use that stored glycogen for energy. Once you eventually burn through the stored energy, then it's going to go to fats in your readily available food if you have any, and also the fat stored in your body to use as fuel. Well, what is ketosis then? So once your body no longer has a presence of glucose or stored energy, the glycogen that we just talked about, then your body is going to break down the fat stored in your body into fatty acids, and then it's going to go to the liver. The liver will then convert the fatty acid into what is called a ketone. These ketones can then be transferred to your blood, and the blood transferred by blood, and then it'll take it to your brain, your heart, and muscles, and can be used as an alternative energy source. So in a nutshell, what that means is when you run out of carbs, your body's going to get energy from the fat that you eat or from the fat in your body in the form of a ketone. It's not considered ketosis, though, until there is a high level of ketones in your body. And note that this is not considered a normal state of the body, and it can be dangerous to those who are diabetic at times, and just to other conditions as well. So just please be mindful of that when choosing this diet. It generally takes about 3 to 4 days out from being on the keto diet before you're considered in ketosis. So then how do you get your body into this ketosis state? And that's by following the keto diet. 75 to 80% fat, 15 to 20% protein, and 5% carbs. So why does it work? Once you get your body in the state of ketosis, where you're using ketones that you've created from either fat that you're ingesting or fat that's physically on your body to create your fuel, it becomes extremely efficient at this, and more efficient than any other traditional diet. Okay, so then what's the difference between a low carb and a keto diet? So in a nutshell, when you limit the amount of carbs you take, whether it's keto or a low carb diet, your body is going to be burning body fat on your body much quicker than any traditional normal carbohydrate diet. But a low carb diet's not going to have you reach the ketosis state. It is the ketosis state that makes burning fats you ingest and the fats on your body extremely efficient, so that it happens more quickly than any other traditional diet that's out there. So you can see with a low carbohydrate diet, here's a macro breakdown, and the percentages are definitely different from the keto diet that we showed before. Let's talk about intermittent fasting. So this is an eating plan that switches between fasting and eating on a regular schedule. It's a timing diet, so you are not counting calories or macros. It's all about the timing, not necessarily what you eat or how much of it. Okay, so this is how it works. When you're going to eat food, your body is going to break down the carbohydrates first into glucose, blood sugar, which in turn is converted to energy for your body to use. If you don't use the energy, it's going to be stored as what we call glycogen for later use. Once you've burned through the readily available energy from the food you are currently eating, then your body accesses the stored energy. Okay, so once you've gone through all the food that you're eating, then you're going to go to the stored energy. And then once the stored energy is depleted, at that point, that is when you're going to be looking to go to fats from the food, if there's any readily available from any food that you've eaten recently, and also the fats from your body. So now at this point, you are in a fat burning state. With intermittent fasting, you will eventually reach this fat burning state after a period of fasting. So the longer you fast, the longer that you are in the fat burning mode. And as soon as you start eating again, then your body is now out of the fat burning mode, and it will use first the food that you're eating as fuel. Okay, so it's not going to use the stored energy. It's not going to use fat on your body. It's going to immediately go to the food that you're eating. So if you're consistently eating throughout the day, then your body may never have a chance to get to the stored energy or to the fat on your body to use it as fuel. It will always be using the food that you were ingesting and therefore never put you into fat burning mode. So then how long are you supposed to eat versus fasting? So it does not matter as much on the amount of the time that you are eating. It is rather the amount of time that you are fasting. The longer the fast, the longer you are in that fat burning mode. A typical intermittent fasting model is 8 hours of eating followed by 16 hours of fasting, but there are many models out there that you can follow if you're interested in this option. It's really hard to cheat on this one because even if you have just a little tiny bit of food during that fast period, then you have taken yourself out of the fat burning mode and you are back into fuel being generated by the food that you ate. Okay, and then the last thing is the macro-based diet, which a lot of these diets are counting macros, but this one is going to specifically plan a macro-based diet that makes most sense to you personally in your lifestyle. If you want to get set up with Coach Jenna for an additional $75, you can have 6 weeks of private nutrition coaching. She'll either create a personalized macro plan for you or a calorie plan. She helps with your food and grocery list, before and after body measurements. She'll do a weekly accountability check-in. So you can text that number if you'd like to get set up with that. And I'm going to turn it over to Coach Jenna now to talk a little bit about a macro-based diet and what macros are.
Hey guys, and welcome to Newport Fitness. I'm so excited to have you all. My name is Jenna, and I'm a CrossFit coach, MSFit camp coach, and the primary nutrition coach here. I'm just going to take a few minutes to walk you through some basic nutrition information. You may have heard the term macros or macronutrients. These are the foods that we consume most in our day-to-day lives. They are known as carbs, fats, and protein. Carbohydrates, or carbs, are our body's main source of energy and include foods such as fruits, rice, potatoes, breads, milk, and their list goes on. Fats help your body's energy and support our cell function and protect our organs. Sources include things like oils, nuts, cheese, whole eggs, avocados. Protein are needed for proper body function, and they are the base of our body structure, kind of like our building blocks. Sources of these are chicken, beef, fish, eggs, the list goes on. A nutrition coach like myself is kind of like an accountability buddy. I can help you make better food choices and lifestyle habits through education and encouragement. I can show you things like using MyFitnessPal, which anybody can use. It's very simple. You download the app and it'll walk you through steps on how to track your food. It's basically just inputting things you eat day to day, and it kind of builds from there. So say you eat a banana, you find the banana, enter that, and it tells you how much carbs, fat, protein, etc. is in that banana or whatever food you're eating. You can also use measurements such as your hand, which is probably the simplest way to measure things and the most basic. you can use the palm of your hand. That's about 3 to 4 ounces of protein. Your fist is gonna be roughly a cup of carbs, and a thumb is gonna be 1 tablespoon of fat. We like our meals to have a little bit of everything as much as possible in it, and kind of spread those out throughout the day. You can also get more into detail in your measurements using things like measuring cups and spoons, or even a scale if you want to be super precise. You literally weigh everything on a food scale, and you enter that in MyFitnessPal as you go on throughout the day. As a nutrition coach, I'm here to help you achieve your goals, whether they're short or long term. We can work one-on-one to help you reach these goals. I can give you better lifestyle habits to work towards, help you make better decisions in the grocery store and better meal choices. I would give you a full breakdown of your macronutrients, or we can even keep it as simple as just tracking those calories, which oftentimes is the best way to start, and you see the most progress there.